moment that will go down in footballing history. Fresh from that big win and a lot of late nights. We are delighted to say we are joined by Lioness Chloe Kelly now!
To see you.
So nice to meet you. Chloe Kelly, everybody! Who looks incredibly fresh.
You do?
Oh, I don't feel it. I'm really tired.
I bet you are. You must be. But this is just... I mean, watching that clip is when we have really we've been here all week, and since the win on Sunday, we've played it a few times every day, haven't we? And we get those kind of full-body shivers every single time when we see that goal there. Has it actually sunk in yet?
Not yet, I don't think. I think we're coming back to reality slowly, back into routine of being back with our families. You spend a lot of time away from them, and you don't really realise what's going on the outside world when you're in tournament. You stay in a little bubble with the girls, and then now you've come out and the whole country is going crazy for the Lionesses. It's incredible, and I'm so proud to be part of such an amazing team.
Oh, of course, of course.
Obviously, you tasted success before, but then it just seems like... I don't know whether the women's game's just got bigger in the last few years, but it just seems so much more heightened now.
Yeah.
And like you said, you're in the bubble. When you play... So after the game, do you remember what happens in the game? Like, can you remember that? Like, or are you just watching it on TV now and it's all like, almost like you're in a fog?
Yeah, it definitely feels like a blur. The first thing I did when I went over to my family, and I was like, which way did the keeper go? I couldn't even remember. Like, everything feels like a blur in that moment, but it's such a special memory, and I'm so proud to have shared that memory with my family and the fans in the stadium as well.
And you're right, it must just feel like it. I suppose you are on... Because it's... Well, as I'd imagine, being, you know, a sports star that you are, you have to be so focused and your eyes on the prize, you're in that game. But equally, it must all be very out of body too.
Yeah, for sure. I think in 2022, the craziness of the game, being at Wembley, all the fans in the stadium, it was so special. But now to do it again, but in Switzerland, it was really special, and the fans really got out to support us out there.
Did all the way, didn't
it was incredible. It felt like at times we was at Wembley again, and then the support when we was outside Buckingham Palace on Monday, Tuesday, don't know which day it is right now. It was incredible, and to see so many fans out supporting us.
I bet.
And so many young girls supporting the team. It's incredible.
I don't know who it was. Maybe it was Leah. They said you just didn't expect that many people when you did the open-top parade. So to turn up and there's be 65,000 people must have sort of taken your breath away, really.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know what we really expected. Of course, we had Trafalgar Square in 2022, and that was special, but this definitely topped it of...
Just with the band and everything. It's just, we were showing live pictures on the show that day, and it was just the scale of it. You put the drone up and you see the crowds down the mile. It was like... And obviously where it is as well, and you know the sort of the setting is so beautiful.
And what I wonder is that I've definitely seen it, and like you say, it's 3 years today, right? The difference in those 3 years, in terms of like the media and the coverage and the support, it really has. Like, do you feel the scale of that? Because now, to me, what I love as a woman, that it feels like football. It doesn't feel like it's sort of. Feels like a niche thing, women's football. Like this, it's so exciting. And there's, and what it does for, I said this on the show the other day, I took my kids to the caravan and I was in a clubhouse, and it was so interesting to watch, and the way that it sort of brings everybody together, but it didn't feel like it was like, OK, girls, let's come and sit and watch this game.
Sure.
It was just football. Can you notice that difference in the last 3 years? I think it's changed so much.
Yeah, for sure. I think in 2022, winning was so important to really make a statement, and we're here to stay. Whereas now it feels like everyone's celebrating the win rather than a bit of relief. The opportunities that girls now have to play our sport is incredible, and that's thankfully 2022 allowed us to do that. But now we're on a journey, and we're excited now for more success. And I think it's brilliant to see the rise in the game over the last few years, and we can keep going, we can keep our foot on the gas for young girls to have opportunities to do incredible things.
So just going back to the game, what happens at half-time when you're a goal down?
Yeah.
And the Spanish are so good, aren't they? You know, they played that first half, they were so dominant, really. And so what does Serena tell you in that sort of... Does she just go, look, just hold your nerve, carry on? Or, like, is it more tactical? How does it work?
I think there was a lot of positives in the changing room because there were opportunities for us to score in that first half, and we knew defensively it would be a tough game, but we could build momentum as the game went on. But I think there was so much belief because the Sweden game, we was down. Yeah. The Italy game, we was down. So the belief was in us because we've done it before. And when it went to extra time, we still had that belief because we've been here, we've done that and been in this situation. So I think as the game went on, our belief grew.
And what is it like when you know it's going to penalties? Because watching, we're all like this.
When it goes to penalties, like, that's fine. That's the day job. She's in.
But is there that... Are you aware, at that moment in time, are you aware that the whole country is literally just praying and crossing fingers and toes? Does that feeling come across, or are you so sort of hyper-focused that you don't sort of let that be a distraction?
No, we're literally in the zone. I don't even really know what's going on in the stadium in that moment. I think we just try to stay so focused. We train this moment all the time in training, so it's just about sticking to the process and doing what you do in training.
But it's so easy to say that, but in practice it must be so difficult. So do you get sports psychologists to train you to be like that way? Or does that just happen with repetition?
I think with repetition, for sure. Our psychologist spoke to us after the last penalty shootout about our breathing, like maybe we need to take more breaths in between the whistle, because I think that's really important that we stick to our process in those penalty shootouts. And I have my process that works for me.
It's the old...
Yeah, for sure.
Where's that come from? I love it.
I've done that for about 10 years now, but it's just something that works for me. It allows
Don't change it ever.
No,
yeah,
you never change it now.
I definitely won't. But it allows me momentum and to hit it with some power. So I just stick to my process, get my breathing right and ready to take the penalty. It's me versus the keeper, and if I miss, I miss, but
have you seen how it's gone viral? Like, people just going like up to the the coffee machine and doing it on the way there.
I think that's amazing. Honestly, I'm like, that is quick.
Honestly, it's become a bit of a sensation, isn't it?
Chloe, and you went through a period, Chloe, where you almost quit the game, right? You had enough, or?
Mentally, I was in a really dark place in January, and I needed to find happiness again, both on and off the pitch. And I think it's really important that you look after your mental health. And football felt so far away at the time. And I went on loan to Arsenal and I found such happiness coming back to London, of course. It's my city where I grew up, and being closer to my family, and every day stepping onto the pitch at Arsenal, I felt my smile was coming back.
Can't tell you how much that makes me so proud and happy, by the way. It's just like you say the words Arsenal.
Thank you. And, yeah, as the months went by, I could feel myself smiling again. And I think that's really important as human beings. We are footballers, but we are human beings, and happiness is important. And it allowed me to be at my best on the pitch. And the Euros felt so far away from me in January. I just wanted to be happy. And now to be... European champions is incredible, so I'm really proud of it.
What I love is the fact that, I mean, you didn't grow up too far from here, where we are now in West London. You played literally probably 300 yards away from us at QPR to start with. So you're a proper example as to any one of these girls here could go on and do what you've done.
Yeah, for sure. There's no ceiling for these girls now, and I hope that one day these girls, one of them might have a medal around their necks and be sat in this position we are today. And hopefully we can do that as a country and allow them to walk in our shoes one day, and the opportunities that they are given now. There is no ceiling for young girls. Well,
look, Chloe, the Irish family are on to me. They're like, Chloe Maggie Kelly, how in the world is she not playing for Ireland? My mum and dad are not happy about this at all, let me tell you.
The pressure, everyone wants you. And do you know what I think as well? Look, and we'll touch on that in a bit because you're sticking with us. But I think it's so important. You set such a good example. Football and career aside, and knowing that there's a ceiling, but looking after you. And like you say, in January, taking that time. And that's not just for children, that's for everybody. It's such a kind of important message, because I think we're sort of taught that, yes, resilience and keep powering through, and, you know, if you don't constantly graph, it's not going to happen for you. But it is really important to look after yourself mentally, particularly now in this day and age.
Yeah, for sure.
I think definitely, because we train on the pitch every day. Football is our bread and butter, but you can't perform on the pitch if your mind's not in a good place, and I think that's really important for everyone, no matter what walk of life you're in, that you need to look after your mind and speak about it, and that's what I did. I spoke about how I felt and made change, and that was what was really important.
Incredible stuff. Well,
like Rush said, just sticking with us.
yes.
Thank you
Sure.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.